It's going to do it. It's going to do it. And no matter how you feel about the new Spidey, the fact, and I always wonder, like, why would they release Far From Home after Endgame, and that's supposed to close out Phase 3? That doesn't make any sense to me. Oh. What's happening, film friends? Dave the Film Junkie here. Okay, so there was a rumor. It's been out for a little bit. A lot of weird things that, that have to do with the Spider-Man franchise in the MCU. And everything involving the Sony deal and everything. And, this one guy, this journalist named Richard Rushfield, he kind of shined some light on it, on the whole deal and how it all works. Because then it was like, there's rumors that if Spider-Man Far From Home doesn't reach $1 billion, it goes back to Sony. And a lot of people cheered! They were like, yes! And there's the same people that were cheering Venom. And I'm like, ugh. As much as I wanted to cheer Venom because I love Tom Hardy, I just wasn't one of those guys. And I have my reservations about the new Spidey, but, he's with everybody else. It's whatever. But right here, this is what Mr. Rushfield had to say. He said, the original Sony Marvel Spidey deal to co-produce these movies stipulated that if this Spidey cleared $1 billion, Marvel would get to oversee a third film. If it hadn't, full control would have been reverted back to Sony. So it's very strange. It's a very interesting deal because no matter what, Marvel Studios still owns the merchandising, but when it came to marketing and distributing Spider-Man Far From Home, that was strictly Sony. It also makes you wonder, why was Spider-Man Homecoming? Why didn't they have this stipulation in the first one? Well, this is where I guess Feige is pretty smart when it comes to his little universe here. It wasn't for the first one. The first one was to get him in there, and I believe what Feige's idea was, is okay, we're gonna introduce him in Civil War, perfect. We'll have his own movie, and then we're gonna have him in both Avengers sequels, and then we'll have that third movie come right after the rounding up of the Infinity Saga, and boom, you got your $1 billion right there. It didn't make sense to me. I'm like, why would they not? It was so up in the air. When does this take place? Does it take place for that? Who knows? But that's pretty much what's going on. And I guess that's part of the reason why sometimes they can't. I remember seeing something too where it's part of the reason why they're not really focusing on Uncle Ben, and certain characters are changed and altered because of certain stipulations too. I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff that has to do with it. I'm just wondering now with the third one, are they going to approach the Uncle Ben storyline a little bit more, because we've only seen little references, and I know Spidey fans aren't happy about that, and they essentially say well, Tony Stark just basically replaced Uncle Ben, and it's yeah, he kind of did. It'd be pretty awesome given what happened at the end of Far From Home, now that Peter Parker's been kind of exposed, and we're going to see what happens with that. It'd be kind of cool for Peter to just really obviously be devastated about Tony, but also it might bring up what he's been suppressing with Uncle Ben. Maybe that's a storyline they could approach. I don't know, but I just wanted to shine some light on that. And yeah, basically, if it didn't reach $1 billion, Sony would have. But at the same time, even if it got close, do you think Sony would have been like, nope, we'll take it from here, Marvel Studios. We got this. No, I don't think that would have happened. I think they're pretty happy what's going on right now because they're getting a huge chunk of what it's pulling in. So there you go, guys. Let me know your thoughts about it down below. What do you think about all that? Hit that thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to my channel, thefilmjunkie.com, for all my content. Follow me on the sock meds over there, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Patreon if you want to help out too. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'll talk to you later.